Things are coming along nicely on the Viper, and I am definitely loving this car. But let's talk about one of the things that really blew my mind and really pissed me off about this car. Let's get started. Now, before we get started, I promised Mrs. Wizard a Boxster, a really fun car. I just got that, and she's wondering where's her cool car at. So I'm going to sell this, take that cash, and go get her that car that she's wanting. You guys need to help me get out of the doghouse. This is a 95 Jaguar XJ12, not an 8 or a 6. This is the V12, and it is in very good shape with only 83,000 miles. The paint is very nice. It drives perfect. AC, everything works great. The radio is a little finicky sometimes, but I'm not going to mess with that because I don't want to tear apart the dash. It's so nice inside. But it is very, very nice. We've done 3 videos on this one. If you want to go, the links are in the description and check those out. You can see some of the things we've done to this car when we bought the car. Again, the paint, out of 10 being museum quality, the paint's about a 7. It's very nice, but you can find little blemishes and things here or there. But it runs and drives great. $12,500, that's what I'm asking. That'll go a long way to help Mrs. Wizard get the car that she wants, a really cool Boxster or something. We'll find something cool for her. Contact Crazy D in the office. He's going to be taking care of all the phone calls on this. Probably don't email me. It's best to get a hold of Crazy D here in the shop. He handles all that stuff for me. Any questions you have, he can get to me and get the answers for you. But this is a really good deal. There's not many left, guys. They may only made 200 or 300 in the US of this. And how many are left running today? So this is your chance to jump into one of these. Now, let's go check out the Viper.
Looks like you got a bit of a bite back there, Wizard.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I just did the exhaust on this car. I had the rocker covers off, and I had a setup going. I was kind of trying some things out, and I wasn't thinking, and I just got out of the car and rested my calf right on the bare, hot muffler. It bit me. It's a Viper bite. It got me. The other way a Viper can bite you is if you're going through a curve and you floor it, and we all know that these things love to kill you. They want to try to kill you. If they're driven with respect, they don't try to kill you. But if you drive them like a heathen, they very likely could try to kill you. Here's a picture of the exhaust setup that I did have. And as you can see, it has a glass pack. And then after that is the Jones Flowpack muffler, which is a cylinder-shaped Flowmaster, basically, a Flowmaster 10. Flowmaster themselves does not make a chambered Flowmaster style muffler that's shaped like a soup can, like a cylinder. They're all big ovals, and that's not going to fit in here. I found with Jones that that would fit perfectly, and it has kind of a Flowmaster sound. But one thing that really just boggled my mind, actually kind of made me mad, is all that work I went into it, and yes, I did delete the cats just to test to see what direction am I going to go with this exhaust. I need to at least try some things out. And it is illegal to remove your cats, but it was just a test. I was just testing it. Of all the vehicles I've ever driven in my life, thousands, I have never experienced drones so bad that I could feel the sound waves of the drone flowing back and forth through my skull. It was so bad, guys. It's the worst I've ever experienced. I actually took it out for a ride, said maybe I can live with this, let's just try it. About a 20-minute drive. And when I got back, I had that feeling in my ears like I was slightly deafened, like a bomb just went off. And it was quiet in the shop. I turned off the car, and my ears were ringing. And I said, hell no, I don't care what I'm trying to do with this car. There's no way I'm going to live with this car like this. This is insane. I've been in some custom builds with straight pipes and Flowmasters and all kinds of different things, and they had crazy drone, and some of it was pretty bad. But this is the worst that I have ever heard in my life. It was insane. I knew that wasn't going to fly. That's just not going to work. I don't have a picture of it, but basically in the picture I just showed you, I'll show it to you again, where you see the glass pack, which is the long skinny tube. I took that off and put in a Chinese high flow cat off of Amazon. It is legal. It makes it fully legal, just barely, but it is. But that's not even what I was going for. The legal part of it, it needs to be legal, but that's really wasn't even my goal. The goal was, I have to get rid of this drone. Maybe on a racetrack where you have ear protection or a helmet or something on, you could probably get away with something like that. But cruising on a Saturday, going to a car show, no way. There's just no way. After I put on a high flow cat, I still use the Jones Flow Pack. The drone is 90% gone, totally livable, and it sounds absolutely amazing. I wanted to have that muscle car burble, but I wanted a little bit of the Flowmaster-ish sound as well. I've heard several of these Vipers on YouTube with just Flowmasters, especially like the 98, 99 that has the exhaust out the back, and it sounded so good. I wanted to try to emulate that, but on a side pipe style, and it came out really well. Let's go ahead and open the hood and take a look underneath and start from there and work our way back. So unlike my 69 Citroen, where it has actually a release lever on the driver's side and on the passenger side just to get the hood open, this one opens like a muscle car from the 60s. There's no latches or anything to pull underneath the dash. You just walk around front and open the hood. So it's just like reaching into a catfish's mouth. You reach in and get the hook out, but we're not getting a hook. It's this little lever right here. There we go. And there's a second lever for safety right in here. Now the third phase of getting the hood open on a Viper, I'll reach in the center and also on the side. You don't want to just grab it on the side and start yanking. You could crack and break the hood. We don't want to do that. Just lift up. One of the next things I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to pull those valve covers off and refinish them, and also going to fix that hole in the HVAC box. One of the reasons it has such bad drone is that there is no crossover pipe, no X pipe, no kind of any pipe. You have the driver's side of the engine and the passenger side of the engine, and they each have their own exhaust that is not connected or has anything to do with the other side. They are completely independent of one another. So right here on the driver's side, it comes out and around and out the side. You can see the exhaust manifold there. It goes underneath the HVAC box and then goes into a little flex pipe, curves around and out the side. So what you get going on is two frequencies fighting each other, and your brain, your skull, is in the center of all this because it doesn't go out the back. Everything's right here on either side of the doors where you get into the car, and it's just back and forth. And it was bad. It's kind of like you're going 90 miles an hour and somebody just opens all the windows and that it's bad, guys. You can feel it in your chest, your teeth, I know I keep droning on. It drones, yeah. It's pretty bad anyway. So I'll go ahead and get this closed to kind of give you guys an idea why it drones so bad. Another thing you probably noticed is the wheels are not the shiny, chromy looking kind of a finish anymore. I actually refinished them myself. I had brand new tires put on, the Continental Extreme Contact Pro 2 or something like that. They are very meaty. I went from a 285 to a 295 up front. It fills the width of the wheel a lot better, and it gives me about a 1/4 inch more ground clearance in the front, which is good for going over dips and things. So here's a picture of one of the wheels I actually started with. And what I did was I degreased and cleaned it up. The surface originally was polished aluminum. It was polished so much that it looked like chrome. It's not chrome. But it was scuffed and ugly and beat up and discolored. I cleaned it up and I used self-etching primer. It's not just primer paint, but it also has chemicals in it that literally eats into the metal and binds really hard with it. And here's the next picture. I put on the color coat, which is just aluminum wheel paint. And I put a clear coat over that, and it turned out very, very nice. So the wheels and tires on this thing are totally sorted right now. They're very, very nice. I also resurfaced the front brake rotors, and I actually have a guy who's no longer Tom's 40mm upgrade. It's now Rick's 40mm upgrade. And he tells me this fall he will do another batch of those, and I can do the upgrade in the back. So that takes care of all those things. I'm going to show you guys how you can get in and out of this car gracefully. You don't just plop down or sling your legs out and jump out. You could get burned. We'll take a quick temperature reading cold, and then we'll go take it for a spin, let you guys hear the exhaust. Then we'll see what it's at when we get back. So as you can see, and most of you already know, on a Gen 1 Viper, it doesn't have door handles. They intended it to be a roadster. They really didn't care about door handles, so you got to reach on the inside. And I'm going to show you how not to sit down into a Viper. Is where you just plop down, pretend like these rockers are hot, and you press your calves against it, you burn your calves, and just sling in here. That's not going to work. You're going to get burned every time. So what I do is I stand out about the length of my foot, away from the side covers. Then I have a seat. You see I'm not touching. I'm not getting hurt. It doesn't get hot enough to burn you like scalding like you just saw on my leg, but it can be very uncomfortable. Then I turn like this and put my elbow on the center console. Scoot. See my leg went sideways, and bring both legs in. And then you can close the door. Now the opposite to get out, the thing not to do is this. I'm touching a hot rocker right now, exhaust. That's really dumb. So what you do is you put your leg out, scoot. See, I'm sitting on the actual sill right here, and just stand up. Once you get it down pat pretty good, it's actually pretty quick. I'll do it again without showing the steps. I'll just do it. It's actually not hard to get in and out of once you understand it. So to get an idea of how hot it can get, I'll go ahead and take a reading cold. 82 degrees, room temperature. I'll go ahead and start it up and let you guys hear it sitting here idling. Then I'll take you guys along for a quick little ride, let you hear it. It sounds really good. And then we'll come back and measure again. All right, guys, here we go. Amazing, guys, almost like a Lamborghini Gallardo. Very, very cool. Woohoo! This thing is so fun, guys. It's amazingly powerful. It sounds great, too. Wasn't that fun, guys? For the price I paid for this car, I can't think of any supercar that's even double the price of this that is this much fun for what I spent for the car. It's just really, really cool. It sounded amazing, didn't it? It sounded really great. That was a little 2 or 3 minute run. Let's see where we're at on the rocker side covers now on the temperature. Almost 100 degrees. So that's not really all that hot, but on a long highway cruise where you ride for a long time, half an hour, an hour, it'd be 120, 130. It'd be like warm water, really bath water, maybe warmer than that, but it's not going to burn you really bad. But as you saw on the side of my leg, you take those insulated covers off, all bets are off. You're going to scald yourself. They're pretty hot. So I'm very happy with the way this thing is turning out. I still have a little ways to go with valve covers, the HVAC box. I'm also going to remove these 2 little grills on top of the hood and repaint them. But it's getting very close to being really a very nice sorted Viper. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on this or any other car in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We get a small cut. Really appreciate it. It has all the tools and things listed we use in the shop there for sale. And make sure to hit the subscribe button because Mrs. Wizard's been getting a lot of progress on the bus, and there's all kinds of cars coming, and we have a new technician we've hired that we want to introduce to you guys, so you definitely want to hit the subscribe button for that. Make sure to contact Crazy D on the Jag because $12,500 is an excellent deal for that. You don't want to miss out on that. There's not many of those left, like I mentioned. Thanks for watching.